guys, I'm Jalisia. Welcome back to my channel where I talk about beauty, lifestyle, fashion, and handbags. So in today's video, I really wanted to go over how to have a sustainable, luxurious, staple wardrobe. So right now, I kind of feel like a lot of people are kind of burnt out when it comes on to consumption, and I have tons of friends and families that like have clothes, but sometimes when it comes down to picking out certain outfits for certain occasions or wherever, they can get kind of like stuck. So as a FIT graduate, I also minored in ethics and sustainability. So I'm very, very conscious about what I buy, and the same way how I am with my handbags, really thinking about it, really thinking about how I can flip it, reverse it, how long am I going to wear it. I do the same thing with my clothes. So mentally, the process is a little faster for me because I went to school for fashion. So if something is too cheap, I'm looking at it as like, this is kind of weird. I don't really know what the ethics is on this piece or whatever. So my process is a little bit different, but today I really just wanted to break that down, maybe for people who aren't as super duper conscious, or maybe they don't look at things or like buying clothes in like a certain type of way. And then also when you start to process things a little bit differently, you think more about what you're gonna buy before you buy it. So all of your pieces become very intentional. So which makes it a lot easier to all your pieces become a lot easier to wear with one another because they're all intentionally thought about. So I just wanted to go over a few tips that has helped me over the years, and a process that I still think about today even when buying my pieces. So let's just get into that, and if you are interested in these tips, then keep on watching. And then too, shout out to all my new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing and just deciding to join this community. I'm so happy that you found me, I found you, we found each other. And yeah, so we can just continue to like have fun in this community and talk fashion and keep it light and, fun and, still realistic and still intelligent and all of the things. So thank you guys so much, and yeah, I'm just happy that you guys enjoyed, and I hope you continue enjoying. So my first tip is going to be really getting to know your personal style. Once you know your personal style, you don't fall for every single trend that is happening. You don't fall for every single thing that you see, that looks nice and you just want to buy it. If you see something that looks nice, you can appreciate it and say, this looks nice, but, does it really go with me? Does it really go with my style and what I need and like all of that stuff? So you really, really, really have to know your personal style. Something that really helps is when you find a brand, and I'm not talking about Fashion Nova, no shade, but when you find a brand that has an essence that is very true to you, or who values, you really like. So, and it can be multiple brands. It can be, so you have a brand that's great for the daytime and your everyday wear, right? And then you can also have a brand for your vacation outfits. And then you can also have a brand for your going out outfits. But basically, you kind of need to stick with those brands, because then also, say if you buy a couple of things from the daytime company or the daytime brand that you like. Once you buy a couple of things from them, their whole aesthetic is the same. So whatever you buy from them, it's probably gonna match one another. It's probably gonna have the same feel with one another, right? So that's really something that you can do. Try to get to know your style, and then if you're kind of unsure about your style, try to find a brand that you really, really love and relate to their things. One of my go-to brands that's great for like daytime wear, everyday stuff, and like key pieces that I really like is the Reformation. They have a lot of linens, silks, and satins. They are a pretty penny, but that's the thing. If you always have a cheap option, or you always go to buy a cheap option, you're not really going to buy it because you know that it's your style. You're just buying it because like, oh, like it looks good and it's cheap, you know? So once you find a brand or a couple brands that is actually your essence, then you're on a right track. So, and then it also does not have to be a super expensive brand either, because the other thing about it is, yes, sustainable brands, they can be pricey, but if you're not able to afford certain brands, you can buy cheaper brands, but you just need to make sure that that's actually your style and you're not buying it to follow a trend. So that is very, very important, because if you're constantly buying things to follow trends, I think if you buy maybe like one or two things, maybe like a year, if there's like a certain trend that you really like and you really, you know, fine, you know, whatever. But that piece is not going to be wearable for a long time. And what we want are, we want things that you're going to be able to wear for years and feel fine, like feel great about having the pieces that you have for years. That is the goal. Once you do have your personal style, then you'll kind of be able to fish out the trends that will work for you and the ones that would not work for you. And then like in what cases a trend will be okay to incorporate into your wardrobe and what trends cannot be incorporated. So for example, right now what's trending is the color yellow. So which you like, I had bought like a beautiful like Parmesan yellow colored sweater, like a pale yellow, and I would say like January, February, and I was like, oh my god, this is like amazing, you know, like it's winter, we're going into the spring, this is perfect. So I was just happy that I found like a yellow shade that was like a nice sweater, because sometimes colors trend and you like the color, but you just can't find things in that color until it starts to trend. So I love yellow, and I think yellow goes great on my skin tone. And then again, for like the millionth time, like I live in Florida, so any of the like those colors, like I think like it's like really nice in like a sunshine state. So right now, so yellow is trending, and so I plan on getting this two-piece set from the Reformation. It's a silk top and it's a silk bottom skirt. So the color is trending, but it's like, I know that I'm gonna wear this skirt and this top like forever, because it's a silk and there's no pattern on it. Just the color itself is trending, but the piece, like I know that that piece is something that's a classic. A silk skirt, silk top, like you can't go wrong. And then you can also wear them with different things. So you see what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. You'll learn how to take certain things from what is trending and put it towards your already style. But you also have to know your style, and you also have to know what you really like. So this is really gonna, you know, take, you can even use Pinterest, you can make like a board. I remember when I was younger, like magazines were like still a thing, and I would have magazine cutouts of the style that like I wanted to wear that year in school. You just really need a good gauge on your personal style. That is the first thing. So look at some magazines, look at Pinterest, but the one that's the most helpful in my opinion is finding a brand that you relate to. Like 80% of their clothes. Like if you relate to 80% of their clothes, like that is a really good gauge on your personal style. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, do not buy things just because they're cheap. Do not buy things just because they're on sale. Like, oh, this t-shirt, you know, it's originally $40. It's $10. Let me buy it. And like, you don't even know if it's gonna go with your everyday style. You don't know if it's gonna, you don't know what you're gonna wear it to, but you just buy it just because. You have to be very intentional with what you're buying. Just because something is on sale does not mean. Now, it's different if you wanted something and you know that you wanted something and it was in your cart for a while and you know that it's your style and you know what you're going to wear it to, you know how you're going to wear it, and then it goes on sale. That is different. I'm talking about random things, or if you see something that's just like a brand that's on like random sale and they're like, oh, we have a sale on like all this stuff. Do not do it. Do not do it, because that is how you end up with a ton of stuff that you don't even know how you're going to wear it. And it can be also impulsive. A lot of the things that I buy, it's been on my radar for a while, for maybe like a couple weeks. Because like I said before, I love shopping at the Reformation, and their stuff is not cheap. So whatever I buy from them, like all my pieces, it's super intentional. And it's also because they are expensive. So I had a lot of time to think about how I'm going to wear these things. If you're buying something that's cheap, you're not even thinking about how you're going to wear it, or you're thinking about how you're going to wear it one time, or like for one event. Do not do that. Do not buy stuff like, unless it's for like vacation and you know that you vacation every year and you don't mind wearing that same thing on your next vacation. Do not buy things like for one event only. Like if you buy something, you need to make sure that like, okay, like if you're going to buy something for an event, make sure that you'll be able to wear that same thing after. Do not just buy something. And that should also be like another point. Do not just buy something for one event. Do not do it. Like, do not do it. I feel like vacation is different because you can always, like, the stuff that I bought for my vacation, it's in like a vacation pile. So like all those same things will be going on vacation with me the next year and the year after. And then as I go, I'll probably add a piece or two each vacation. You know, like that is how you do it. Do not be trying to follow these people that be buying a whole brand new wardrobe like every vacation, and they're like, no, like it's not practical. It's not real. It's way too much consumption, waste of money. Like, so even with your vacation clothes, like, be intentional. Be intentional with what you're buying, and definitely not trendy. Like, I mean, if you're buying vacation stuff, it definitely needs to be classic, because hello, you go on vacation once or twice a year. Like, you need to make sure that you're going to be wearing that even, you know, for years after. So sorry, I kind of went on to like another point, but okay, yes. So back to the second point. Do not buy things just because they are on sale. Do not buy things just because they are cheap, and do not buy your stuff impulsively. And don't say to yourself, oh, I'm just going to buy it for this event. Like, oh my God, it would look great for this event, and that's it. Do not do it. So just because things are on sale, don't buy it. And then also, I'm guessing that this is just probably like another addition to the last point with not buying things just because it's on sale. Invest in like good quality fabrics. Like I said before, you know, and I'm like super blessed, and I wear a lot of linen, silk, satin, organic cotton, and you know, you wanna invest in good quality stuff, so when you wash it once or twice, it doesn't get bad or look bad or start to look dingy, you know, like, and then too, I don't know, but in like a crazy way, like I also feel like fabrics and stuff like that and pieces, they kind of like have vibrations. So when you buy something cheap and you know that the fabric is cheap and it feels cheap, you just don't feel like as good in it as compared to when you buy something that's a nice linen, or like that's a nice satin, or like a nice silk shirt. Like, you feel like really good, you feel clean, you feel elegant, because you know that the fabric is good, it feels good, it's good quality, you know, and you should want that for yourself. And I'm not saying every piece has to be that, but that's something else that would kind of like that like should deter you from buying things that are too cheap, you know, is the sustainability of the fabric. And then like, how is that like thin fabric, you know, gonna make you feel? Like, is it gonna, you know, rip, not be good? And then you're gonna be like, damn, like, okay, it was on sale, but like you still, you know, wasted your money ultimately, you know. So that's like another thing. Like, really try to be intentional with the fabrics that you put on your skin, the fabrics that you put on your body, you know. That stuff carries energy, and you want good energy to radiate when you're wearing your clothes, you know what I'm saying? Another point is to think about your clothes as an investment. So when I say that, I mean like if you buy like a pair of jeans that's like $20 or whatever, do you think that you can sell that back? No. No, you can't, because it's $20, you know. So that's another thing that I think about too whenever I buy my clothes. And not to say that I'm like intentionally thinking like, oh, I'm gonna sell this. It's more so of like the value of the item, you know, like the value of the item now that it has to me. And then if and when, you know, if something happens, or maybe like I lose weight or I gain weight or whatever, and I can't fit my, you know, my jeans or whatever, at least I know like, okay, I'll be able to sell this if, you know, if I want to, or if I need to, and then put that money towards a new pair of jeans, you know, whatever, because the jeans has value. Like, it already had value when you bought it. So that's just like another, I would say like a cherry on top of your intentional buying, is when you're buying intentionally, you're buying stuff with value, and then you are able to get a little bit of your money back if, you know, you get your wear out of it. For example, I have pieces that I bought from the Reformation years ago that I put to sale a couple months ago, and they sell. Like, there are certain things that just sell. Like, so Reformation pieces sell, Realization par pieces sell, and I'm sure that there's like a ton of other stuff that does very well. So, but it's because those pieces already has value, you know, like they're real silks or they're satins or they're linens, and the pieces are just valuable. So that is another thing. And, you know, I really hope that some of these tips helped, because it's really more so about like your way of thinking when you're buying these pieces. So if something is too cheap, and because for me, if something's too cheap, I'm thinking about the labor. I'm thinking about like who's in that factory making the stuff. Like, I'm thinking about all of that, and then I'm like, no, I can't do it. Like, I can't. But, you know, those were things that were taught to me for a couple years, so I completely get it. But I just maybe hope that a few of these points help you process and help make you go through a bit of a thinking process before you buy certain things that maybe aren't your style, or maybe that just doesn't have much value as far as price wise, and maybe doesn't have the best value as far as in your wardrobe. Because yeah, man, I think I've always been intentional with my shopping, but I feel like right now it's really like intentional season for sure. I feel like with the economy and everything. So when you're shopping, I hope that a few of these tips helped you. And, you know, let me know, like, how do you think, or what do you think about when you're going shopping, and what is your thought process before you pull the trigger and buy something, whether it's expensive or it's cheap. Like, I would just love to know. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you watched all the way, thanks so much. Give me a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.